Hello there! Today I wanna revisit my very first weapon in Fallout 76. I did not use V.A.T.S mechanic when touched the game for the first time, so basically I want to see if Beth really made free aim as OP as it was before. With all new tweaks we can solve the main problem free aimers have, which is good damage, without crits at any range. Obviously we need stabilized modification for arms. Speaking of buffs, I'm gonna use ballistic bog, plus we have psychotas here somewhere, here. Okay, and bubblehead, that would be small guns, here it is. With all these buffs, my weapon of choice is primed, bloody, more damage while aiming, faster reload speed, and more damage and range while aiming down sight, hunting rifle. Of course I go with the highest AP cost possible for number cruncher, and I deal 1k 800 damage per shot. Suppressor will guarantee a sneak bonus, some armor penetration just in case, and of course today we don't need tank killer perk. What we're gonna need is downranger, just rank 1 for extra 10% damage. Then we have Tormentor and Scattershot combo to deal more damage to completely crippled enemies. The next perk gonna be Central Masochist for obvious reason. Then we have Number Cruncher, plus 90% damage by the way. Then we have Long Shot to extend our range a little bit more. But we gotta aim to have this buff working, and the same about Scoped Up. But here 50% more range, in total 80%, right? Smart Shot gives plus 25% weak spot damage, which is some sort of bananas in our case. Obviously I'm gonna use Renegade for more damage to limbs, so I can cripple faster, more weak spot damage. Senorita Enforcer gives more damage to limbs, extra sneak bonus damage, and then everything is understandable. Yeah. And since today we actually do not care about V.A.T.S gameplay at all, we can use stuff like super duper. Okay, my legendary perks, follow through and specials. Speaking of mutations, today we care only about adrenal reaction and speed demon, I guess. Yeah, nothing else matters. Okie dokie. So, I'm gonna need some ultra sight ammo, and supposedly we can carry any amount cause we're gonna loot a lot of it. But for the starter, where is it? Ultra sight 0.308. Here it is. Let's have just everything. Basically we are all set up, and the first stop will be at Westek. Let's go to Westek, of course. Wow, I don't have rangefinder here, but I'm shooting more or less at 300 feet, I would say. And the damage looks fantastic, over enough to one-shot any mini Hulk. I kinda hate this requirement of more range while aiming or more damage while aiming. I hope we could just separate V.A.T.S and free aim. Obviously it is hard to hit something here without using scope, but in case of scorched beaches there is another story. Oh, I think we can shoot something even at a longer distance, would be like 400 feet or more. A little bit of psychotats and ballistic bog. Speaking of Puppy Hawk, I wanna try to hit his head and no luck. Let's try here. Hey, come on game. Pew! No! Pew! The last chance. Here somewhere. Boom! Nope. The final blow. No! Basically what I wanted to show you is a big juicy number when we hit a weak spot. For example here, 10k damage. Wow! Another 10k, and the dragon has been vanquished. So, extra weak spot damage is extremely yummy in case of free aim, but the same or even more we can do with V.A.T.S crit. So, I wish we could do more damage to weak spot like this just by default if we don't use auto aim. cause it's almost impossible to hit the head of a bad girl if she's far away. But of course at this distance VATS hit chance is not even present as a positive number. Well, at this distance yes, and it is still hard to target her head. But anyways, I gotta admit that now it's way easier to kill a scorched beach than on live server. The same goes for little ones. I guess we can find someone at the farthest distance possible, like 500 feet, if it hasn't been changed. So we deal like 3000 damage, right? Let's try someone else. Pew, yeah, 3200. Nice. I still don't know who has more than 2700, or in case of Scorching Mafia use 3000 hit points, but I guess I can kill just every small mob with 1 or 2 shots. And without being bloody, 2 shots should be enough. Do I have someone else to slaughter? Yeah. Pew! Okie dokie, ladies and gents, let's make some sort of conclusion. Does hunting rifle become as OP as 5 years ago? The answer is yes. We can easily cripple someone's leg, so this someone won't cause any problem and target his weak spot. Additionally, we have a new feature, so now we can zoom in and zoom out, and this is just fantastic 5 years later. Like wow, you finally did it. Extra range and extra damage without aiming downside should be a thing in Fallout 76, I think. If you don't use auto aim, your effective range is somewhat better. Another great point would be having a rangefinder inside our scope and effective range number our weapon currently has, with all buffs. Basically that's all. Beth really did a great job here and I'm super thankful. Without any further ado, I want to say a big thank you for watching. I will see you later. Bye.